The 5-pointed star, great little project to make as decoration for Christmas. Now you can fill this with baubles, you can paint it up, you can cover it in glitter, do whatever you want. It's a great fun little project to do. So to make them, all I'm using is simple 2x1 batten. From one 8-foot length of batten you can make one star. And I do all the cuts right here at the chop saw or the miter saw. So for a star like this you need 10 pieces, but they are quite small. They are only about 200mm long. So when you're doing this sharp angle here, your hand gets quite close to the saw blade. So what I do, I double them up. I do a piece twice the length, so maybe about 450, 500, and I'll cut these sharp angles on either end, and then I'll split the piece of timber to do this angle here. And doing it that way, it keeps your hand further away from the saw blade and makes it a bit safer. Because I'm going to make a lot of these, I'm going to set the stop on the saw, so I haven't got to measure and mark each piece every time. So here's the magic formula you need to know when making a 5-pointed star. 54 degrees is 36 degrees on the miter saw, and 18 degrees is 27 degrees on the miter saw. Now I'll show you what I mean. So to do these 18-degree cuts on the miter saw, you can't just use the standard fence, you've got to make a sub fence for it. So this is my sub fence. Now it's just a simple piece of 4x2, and I've cut a 45-degree angle on it. So when that goes onto the fence of the saw, that becomes the new fence. So I'll just clamp that to the saw. So now with the sub fence on and the saw set to 0, that will cut a 45-degree angle. So we need to use that as the new 0 and work away from that, which is where that formula comes in. So we need 18 degrees, so that works out at 27 degrees. So that's 27 degrees, which will cut 18 degrees. So with a smaller piece, my hand would be there. Now I can have my hand well away from the blade. And that's 18 degrees. With all them angles cut on both ends of my blanks, I can now take away the sub fence. So now we need to cut the 54-degree angle, which we can set the saw to 36 to cut that. So because I've made a lot of these, I've just put a little mark on the fence of the saw So I can just push the cut end up to the mark, and I can make every piece the same length without measuring and marking each time. Okay, so that's all the pieces cut, but how do you clamp it together? Okay, we could probably get a clamp on there, but how are you going to clamp that angle together? Well, the simple answer is you don't. You simply glue and masking tape it. So, the 5-pointed star, great simple little project, dead cheap to do, fairly easy to do, just be careful cutting them sharp angles. And I don't know, did you know how to put this together without clamps? Leave me a comment, see what you think. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you make some of your own. If you do, please hit the like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time.